She's asleep in the other room. I'm not going to bother her. Okay, she said she wanted this silver, and that's what I'm going to do. And as for the bracket, the mounting bracket, you know, you need to make sure that that's tight. Now, at my mother's house, once upon a time, it seemed like one of hers was wobbling. I took it all apart, and I saw that the bracket was hitting the drywall, and that the metal box was just up a little bit. I notched out just a hair of the drywall, not very much, to get it sucked up there. But then it was hard to slip this thing back in there up against the ceiling, because that's what that black mounting bracket is designed to have, a little bit of a clearance from your drywall, so that you can slide this in, because this is almost virtually up tight to your drywall. Do you see what I mean? After I get it installed. And so if your brackets ever get loose off of your box, and if you think that's something that's causing it to wobble or something, just tighten up the bracket to your drywall as best you can. And make sure your top knuckle is tight, like I showed you. Make sure your cotter pin thing is tight. Make sure your little set screws are tight. Make sure your blades are tight. And, you know, those are all the different things on figuring out how to fix a wobbly ceiling fan. A lot of people say, oh yeah, just put a penny up there, or they give you magnet little things that you can tape on the top of here and all that kind of stuff. That's at the worst case scenario, you know. Do all the other things first, because if your blades are loose, or if your knuckles loose, or if your top bracket's loose, or if your set screws going to your extension rod are loose, or anything like that is loose, and you start putting little weights on these two blades and thinking, okay, yeah, now I got it fixed, and everything else is loose, and a couple of your blades, bracket supports are loose, or your connection from your blade to your bracket is loose, it's still going to wobble. So fix all that stuff first. It might take you a while to do all that stuff, and then at the worst case, at that point, and if it's still wobbling and you try some weights and stuff, you can check that. You know, and after that, if it's still wobbling, you don't know what to do, maybe that ceiling fan is, you know, 25, 30 years old, and maybe it has a slight wobble in the motor, whoa, 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 or the bushings or something have been worn or something, and you're never going to fix it until you replace your ceiling fan. And as for ceiling fans, how much are ceiling fans? I think this was like about $150. Don't quote me on that, but I know it was less than $200. Now, that's pretty good. And this is a Fanimation. Fanimation, I put some Fanimations in, and the whole ceiling fan was like $700, $800 just for a ceiling fan. It was a different kind. It was called an Islander. It had bamboo blades and all that kind of stuff. Man, those things were expensive. And those things wobble too. I'm constantly fixing those things because of the knuckle, how I showed you, and because of all kinds of different things. Okay, so, you know, you get what you pay for. Don't get something too cheap. But this is mid-range. I mean, you can go to a lighting store that only sells ceiling fans and only sells light fixtures. You know, one of those? Of course, the ceiling fans over there are always more than the Home Depot or Lowe's. But you know, you go to Lowe's or Home Depot, you can see most of them that they have installed up on the ceiling. You can look at them and you can walk around and you can say, okay, yeah, yes, I like this one. No, I don't like that one. Yes, I like iffy on this one, iffy on that one. Okay, now what? And see what they have in stock. And if they don't have it, maybe another store can. You can go over there and get it or whatever. But I always like to make sure that it comes with a handheld remote. And most ceiling fans, like I say, at the Home Depot that I've seen nowadays, or Lowe's, we picked out a couple ceiling fans. Sure enough, all the ceiling fans we looked at come with the handheld remote. And why is that important? Because the handheld remote does so many things for you. Okay, you don't have to worry about having a light switch for power and a light switch for the light kit. Okay, you don't even have to have a light switch for power. This switch here is for these lights over here. There's no power switch. And if you would have seen my whole video series that I did before this, when you would have seen how I got the power up there. I tapped in off of the main power on the hardwired smoke alarms, and I fished a wire all the way over to there. Now, when these smoke alarms are on, I have the circuit breaker turned off right now. When I turn the circuit breaker back on, I'm going to have continuous 24-hour power to the ceiling fan. Does it matter? No, I don't think it matters. Why should it matter? If you have a wall switch with a on-off and you want it for a ceiling fan, guess what? You always leave the light fixture, light switch on, because you know there's power up there all the time. Okay? Then if you have a handheld remote, then you use your handheld remote. Or if you don't have a handheld remote, maybe you've got pole chains or something like that. You always leave your switch on over there. Well, here you don't need the switch, do you? You don't need power on the wall. And because there's a floor up above here, no attic per se that I can crawl into, that's how I did it. So I didn't have to fish a wire down to there, cut a hole there, cut a hole there, cut a hole in the ceiling, fish the wire, patch the drywall, tape it, top it, skim it, sand it, skim it, tight skim it, sand it, spray texture it, sand it, prime it, paint it, and then you see a patch. Oh yeah, here it is. Here's where he did all the work. Yeah, didn't VideoJoe do such a good job? Somebody looks over here. Yeah, that looks like crap. I'm never going to have him do anything for me. I can see exactly where he patched the drywall here and where he patched it up here. The spray texture's not the same, and it looks like he only put one coat of paint on there. He didn't put one coat of primer, 2 coats of finished paint, and now it flashes because he only painted that. He didn't repaint the entire wall. He didn't repaint the entire ceiling. I can see exactly where he patched it. It's all the way around the ceiling fan. All that kind of stuff. You don't have to worry about that now. I just got power up there to the ceiling fan, and that's the beauty of the handheld remote, because now I control everything with the handheld remote. I don't need a wall switch. Okay, boom. All right, so now I'm going to get up there. Well, before I get up there, I've got to do my code, right? I'll do my code. I'm going to take that outside. Trust me, when you take this outside, it's way easier to see all these numbers. Even if I take it up to the light, I got to squint and look down there and see if I can see all those. And if I go outside, I don't have to squint as much. And then I'll set those according to whatever I want. I don't even have to know exactly what they are after I get it reset, because it doesn't matter at that point, right? As long as I get those two set and not the factory setting. The factory setting is all one way. I think they all have it on one facing down, And so they always recommend don't leave it on the factory setting. Okay, and so when you change the code on this, you have to change the code on that to match that. You see what I mean? Okay, so I'm going to do that next, and then I'm going to read the directions on the lighting kit and look at that, figure out all that kind of stuff, get this mounted up there. I'll show you a little bit of my progress as I go. The sun is fading, it's getting kind of dark in here, and you're not going to be able to see me really do much wiring way up high anyways. I've already told you how I'm going to do this, and on this it'll say exactly this is power to your junction box up there. This is power to the junction box. Those two are going to be hooked up to the black and white wire that's coming down from the ceiling that I installed, okay? And then you got 3 wires coming from the ceiling fan motor that came up there with the knuckle. You're going to have a black, white, and blue. And on this side, you got the black, white, and blue. Boom. You're going to hook up that to that. You're going to hook up this to the power that's up there. You're going to hook up all the grounds together. And then you're going to have to put your mounting screw back up there. Hold your mouth just right. Tighten those up. Get a small little screwdriver up there. And sometimes my small screwdriver, I have a stubby screwdriver shorter than this, you know, maybe from here to there. I could use that, but see this one, I'm not going to be able to get that other screw up there all the way. I'm going to have to do it with my fingers. Hope I don't drop it or anything. And then usually what I do is what do I do? I think I get a pair of pliers and just tighten the screw up with the pliers, you know, after I get it hand tight, and do that once or twice instead of a stubby screwdriver, and then it's all about getting the bottom kit together, okay, and your handheld remote will come with a new battery, and after I change the code, I'll put the battery in there. And then, as I showed you before, it comes with a little holder. See, here's the holder. And you can install this on the wall or not. And if I install it, I'll probably install it right there. That way, when the handheld remote is on there, it's kind of lined up with the light switch, with the wall switch. Let's just show you what I would do. Okay, I would put that in like that. Okay, and I would, if I wanted to install it. Okay, and then I would have to figure out about where I wanted that. I could have it way over there. I could have it there. I could put it wherever. And I might want to line the bottom with the bottom of the cover plate. And so I know that bottom just has to be lined up. And then eyeball that, poke a couple holes with my scratch awl, boom, boom. And put the screws in. Those little screws are really super small. And they're just going to go into the drywall. And just snug them up. Okay, if you tighten them too much, they're just going to spin, and then this whole thing's going to be loose and cattywampus and stuff. If it becomes loose later on down the road, then I can take those little screws out, put some very tiny, itsy bitsy, tiny weensy little plastic anchors in there, and put those screws back in. But see, there's only enough, you can only put a big enough screw in there to fit that, because you still need it to slide through there. In fact, it's got some nibs. It's got some nibs on there. So in reality, when it fits down there, the only screw that has to be flush is this one. If you had a bigger screw, you could put a bigger screw in that one and a plastic anchor. Even if that sticks out a little bit, this is going to miss it, just barely. You know, not by much. Okay. So, see, you can only put so big of a screw in there. But so I'm just gonna, if I wanted to put it there, I could put it there. Now, there's no rule to say you can't put it somewhere else. I mean, I could put it off the wall over here if I want. I could put it over here by the bed if I want. I could maybe not install it at all and leave it with my little direction sheet, my warranty, my extra screw, and then I can just set this. I can just set this over here, okay? And it just lays there like a TV remote, you know. But if you have kids or something, trust me, after a week, you're not going to know where the handheld remote is. You're always going to be saying, hey, where's the remote? Nobody knows where the remote is. Look underneath the bed. Look underneath here. Look in the other room. Maybe look in the bathroom. Look in the closet. Look outside. Who knows where it's at? You know what I mean? But I can still have the bracket. I can still put the bracket there. And then whoever stays here, this is a guest bedroom for people who come to stay at our house. If they don't want it, it'll be there. And then if they want to just take it off the little stand and set it over there, they can when they're going to bed. If they want to turn the light on, they can. If they want to turn the ceiling fan down, they can. If they want to turn it another direction, they can. If they want it if they want it on for 1 hour, there's a 1 hour button here. You can press that. There's a 3 hour button. Here's a 6 hour button. So all handheld remotes are slightly different. That's pretty slick. If you want the ceiling fan on for 3 hours and you want it to be turned off automatically, press the 3 hour button. Then you don't have to worry about that ceiling fan going on 24 hours a day. You know, you come home after a weekend somewhere and you find out, oh, nobody turned the ceiling fan off and it's been on continuously 24 hours a day for the last 3 or 4 days. Good way to run it into the ground, maybe. Okay, so you're gonna know exactly how to do this. Okay, once I get all this hooked up, I'll turn it on for you and I'll show you the different things. It's got the light thing on there, and you can turn the light on, off, or it dims it. You want it dim, fine. You want it halfway up for reading, or you want it full for reading. When you get done reading, you want it dimmed for ambiance. You can do that. If you want it shut off all the way, you can do that. There's all kinds of stuff. You want to reverse the fan blades for the winter, and you can do that. If you don't want the air to blow directly down from a ceiling fan, you can run it the very opposite direction, and then it's going to throw the air. It's going to suck the air straight up, and it's going to throw it against the ceiling, and it's going to throw it against the wall, and then the air is going to come down on the wall. It's going to come over here. It's going to come over here. It's going to come over here. It's not going to come straight down. But if you want the air to come straight down, you can press the button reverse again, and it will go the opposite direction. And I think it's this way. It's this way, like that. Is the one where if you're standing underneath it, the air is blowing directly on you, and that's the one you'd use for summer. Okay? And so you can do that, right? You can do it however it turns you on. But you can do all that with that handheld remote. Okay? So this video basically is pretty much done, other than me hooking everything up. And like I said, I'm not going to show you how to hook any more up. I'm going to show you the final results, and that's about it. I may have to, you know, the sun is on the other side of the house now. I don't have much light in this room without that. Okay, once I turn this on, you'll see the light. I've got my construction light here, my extension cord. I may have to set that up just to show you a once over. Okay, this is what it looks like. This is how the handheld remote's supposed to be working, and all that kind of stuff. So you can see that, in fact, okay, yeah, I guess VideoJoe does know. Ha, ha, ha. Okay, so, hey, do yourself a favor. Start doing things around your house. Save some money. Look at my channel. Go to my main YouTube channel page. Click on playlist. I got maybe 50 different DIY topics on my playlist that are the videos that I have that I've ever put on my YouTube channel will be in those different playlists. If you want to look at all the electrical stuff, and that's all you want to learn, click on electrical, and you'll have all of them. They're not going to be in order, but they'll be all in one place so that you can see them. Okay, same thing for my drywall, same way for the plumbing, same way for the ceiling fan, same way for you know, painting, whatever it is that I've got topics on. I'll be showing you different things, and if I post it, I think you can do it. Okay, remember that. Okay, now that I've got it this far and my wife is upstairs, do I dare go up there and ask her if she likes the color? Because what if she hated the color after she said use this color? Hey, I don't have anything wired up. Yes, I would have to take all that stuff that I showed you already. I'd have to take it all back apart, take it down, flip the blades over. I kind of like the darker blades, but I think she'll like it. But I'm going to go up there and show her, have her come down anyways. Now that it's up, I think it goes okay with this room. You know, the lamps are white and silvery kinda, and the little nightstands are silvery. You got this white thing here, you got white here, you got this silver mirror thing here, you've got white doors and frames, you got silver handles here, silver, Here's the same pewter type. I say it's pewter. I don't know if it's that or not. It could be something else, but that looks almost the same color. That handle looks almost the same color as the rest of this. It looks clean, you know. I think it'll be fine. And if she likes it that color, we'll leave it that color. And I might be able to talk her into the next bedroom, flipping the blades over and having them black, even though they're the same light fixtures or ceiling fans. It'll just make it look different, you know. But we'll see.